For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure. Let me define craving. What is a craving? A craving is a powerful desire for something. And it says when we love the world, and the things that are offered in this world, all that does is give us a craving for it, a powerful desire for physical pleasure. So notice how it says it offers me a craving for it. It doesn't give me physical pleasure. When I love the world, it doesn't give me a physical pleasure, but it gives me something worse, which is a craving for it, which means it's giving me a powerful desire for this. So what does it mean to have physical pleasure? The craving to have this physical pleasure. There are so many people struggling with lust and masturbating, sex issues, and porn addictions. All of that, what they're struggling with, they don't have a sex problem, right? They don't have a porn problem. They don't have a masturbating problem or a lust problem. That is the effect, right? That is the aftermath. That is the fruit. But the root of that is, no, they have a craving problem. They have a craving for physical pleasure. That is the problem, which had grown into a porn addiction, sex, always looking at somebody, always, everywhere they go, they trying to sleep with somebody. You one of them type people. They always trying to hook up with somebody. And they have a problem. They can't quite give it up. They have an addiction. They're hooked to this thing. The world, when you love the world, it will give you this craving for that craving. So we're not supposed to love the world because it gives us this craving for physical pleasure. Another way of physical pleasure is eating, overeating, right? Overeating. The craving for food, I crave food, which has me overweight, high cholesterol, blood pressure, all these things. That is the root. But I have the craving for physical pleasure because what this does for me, right? Overeating and overindulging in sex and porn and lust and just all those things gives me physical pleasure. But like I'm saying, the physical pleasure isn't the problem. When I love the world, I have a craving for it. I'm craving this. Even when I don't need it, I'm just craving for it. You ever seen somebody that just eat just because they're bored, right? Or somebody like myself, I used to get just bored. I used to want to have sex just because I was bored. Look at porn just because I was bored, because I had this physical pleasure. I just had a craving for physical pleasure. Not that I even wanted to do it. Not that even so much I struggle with it. I more so struggle with the craving of it. That is the problem. Just you wanting to crave it. And it's not that you need it. Eating isn't wrong. Sex isn't wrong. But doing that, having sex outside the confines of marriage is problematic. It can lead to so many different things. Having an illegitimate child, STDs, chaos, all those things. Eating is nothing wrong with eating, right? But overeating can lead to a bunch of different problems. And it's that craving. When we love the world, we crave it. And it also goes on to say, we have a craving when we love the world. It also gives us a craving for everything that we see. What do we see in this world? We see money. We see status. We see social trend. We have a craving for that. It gives us a craving for that. Is money a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. Is having a status a bad thing? No, that's not a bad thing. God can give you a platform. A world that may not be bad, but when I love the world, it gives me a craving for money. Having money isn't the problem. Money can be a blessing, but when I crave it, what am I willing to do to get money? When I crave status, what am I willing to do to be popular? And when we have to break away from that craving that comes with loving the world. We're not supposed to love the world anyway. We're supposed to love God, because the scripture says, how can I love God and the world? Because they're not the same. They're opposite. The world offers you things in the now, but God is eternal, forever. And we get so caught up in the now as a people, right? For pleasure now in our time here on earth, we think about the future, but we don't think about the future here on earth, 10 years, 20 years from now, 40 years from now, but we don't think about eternity. And when we put all our eggs in the basket of now. We love the world. When we love the world, it offers us those cravings that I'm telling you about, the cravings that come in loving this world. I love God. My mindset is on eternity. Do I rather live great now and pass away and spend the rest of eternity in hell? Love God and still live great now, but also live great in the rest of eternity. Because that's one thing. It's not like a trade-off. It's not, well, if I love God, I can't live great now. Want to love God and live a life for God because they think that it only gets greater later and it can't be in the great now. No, it can be great now. My life got greater when I made the decision to love God. Because once I made the decision to love God, all the things that I'm struggling with, all the chaos, all the trouble that I'm getting into, all the people I'm doing wrong, relationships that I'm messing up, not being on my purpose, all the blessings came when I got in my relationship with God. God got great now, and it's also building up my rewards in heaven for later. But when I was focused on the now, my life wasn't great. It may felt good. It may felt good in the now, but that came down. It may felt good and it may have been pleasurable, but what I was doing was damaging my life in the now and risking my eternity later. So it was a no-brainer to love God over this world, to get rid of those cravings. And it also says that loving this world will give you to be prideful in your achievements and in your possessions. Have you ever been around somebody that's accomplished a lot and has a lot of wealth and are prideful in it? They have a pride in they're prideful in the things that they've accomplished and been boastful. And there's nothing wrong to be happy for what you might have done. But to be prideful and happy are two different things. It can be happy for what you've accomplished, but to be prideful of something is having an excessively high opinion of oneself. Thinking so highly of myself. You ever been around somebody that thinks so highly of myself, you really don't like to be around them, they're kind of a jerk and they're always speaking to themselves, you don't really like being around them? That's what it's like when we have pride in our accomplishments and our possessions. But what we fail to realize is that this world is passing by. This world won't be here forever. This world is gonna fade away someday. And if I have this excessively high opinion of myself and something that won't last forever, I just wasted my time. I just wasted my time. This stuff won't pass me by. And also, my time here on earth is also passing by. When I pass away, we're gonna head somewhere. And if I spent my time here focusing on the here and now and into myself and not on God, I have devoted my life into something that won't be here forever. I've devoted my life on something that's gonna be gone someday. And all of it was meaningless and it was pointless at the end of the day. So what I need to devote myself is on God and what's to come. Because like I said, we're just passing by.